Hi everybody, welcome to the latest Worlds of ZZT livestream. Today we're going to play Blind by Blue Magus. According to the title screen, it is the original scary ZZT game. So we're just in time for Halloween. Kinda picked this one just because it's October. There are very few games that have horror as a genre for ZZT, but this is one of them. It's got a confusing title screen. Is apparently what we're actually playing is Blind Remix, which is a remake of the original game, which was called Shades. It's very confusing. There is no Blind or Shades preserved on the Museum of ZZT, so this is all we've got. So the return of the original scary ZZT game, to be more accurate. This game apparently invented horror, so let's see what that's like. How terrifying can a game be when you are smiling at all times? So let's check it out. Oh, here we go. Stop right there. Before you continue, turn off any music or television programming in the room. Turn off every source of noise and every light. Immerse yourself in darkness. Now wait until night. Okay, maybe not. But make sure you get rid of the music and the light. This game is not for children. Once you're ready, press enter. Spoilers, I'm playing with the lights on because I don't feel like getting up. Something is not right. The world blurs into existence around you. Your heart pounds and your blood races as you try to make sense of your situation. But you can't figure out who you are or why you're here. Where is here, anyway? You pull yourself from the floor, reeling. You try to get up, but it's all too much for you, and you black out. You find yourself lying drenched in your own vomit. You reach for the nearest object and slowly hoist yourself from the ground as the world swims around you. As you right yourself, leaning on the object, you hold in vomit. You manage to focus on the object, and your blood goes cold. A coffin! You are flung onto the ground, gasping for air, blood rushing through your body, your head pounding. The coffin stares at you unmoving as you bathe it in vomit. This game has a lot of vomit. Oh Christ, you black out once again. This nice little intro. Man, vomit.zzt is already taken by edible vomit. So this one had to settle for blind. You get this nice looking moon here, some clouds. Testa did a lot. Blue Magus, Testa, he changed his alias like monthly. But he did quite a lot of dungeon crawlers and generally made some fun games at least. This looks like it should be a short game, but it also looks like it's going to be one of those games where I spend 20 minutes running in circles trying to solve a puzzle. And I'm also playing Blind, so I have no idea what to expect here. You get this cool lighting on the wall. This must be our coffin, or the coffin. Hopefully it's not our coffin. The coffin stands silently as the last traces of vomit ooze slowly down its side into the cracks of the floor. It is a simple wooden coffin, yet it seems to have some kind of inner contentedness, as if it has the answers to all your questions. Your hand trembles as you reach out to open the lid. The world stands still around you, and then your hand reaches the lid, and slowly, the cover rises. Your hand is spasming, your body is drenched in sweat, your head is swimming, and you look inside. It's empty. The world spins, and you fill the coffin with your vomit. Oh my god, please! No more vomit. You fall to the cold floor as the air grows thick, suffocating you. Your vision blurs entirely as you try to pull yourself up. You choke on the thick air as vomit fights to escape your throat. I can't do this. What the hell? You pull yourself into a wall, clutching your arms tight around you, eyes shut as reality leaves you. Your head is pounding as your sanity leaves you. Hours pass, maybe, perhaps days, as you swim in and out of consciousness. The world comes together again, and you open your eyes as reality fades into your existence. If this wasn't constant vomit, it would be pretty cool, admittedly. Everything is just vomit, though. Which is not scary, just not good. Oh, all this green. I wonder if that's the vomit that we've heard so much about. You slowly descend the stone staircase. It is narrow, cold, oppressive, and closed in. The icy cold rush of fear bubbles up from your stomach as you enter a larger, darker room. There's one of our Alexis Jansen candle animations. A lonesome candle sits on an old warped desk. Its spark of fire dances in a weird dance, like a fiery ghost. The light catches and holds your eye in a mindless trance. All of a sudden, you hear a distant lurching noise far away, and you jump, your heart beating so quickly that it's painful. Now you know. You're not alone. You can't look. Some kind of tube. Inside is a greenish-blue liquid with bubbles flowing through it quickly. So there's some sort of weird contraption. Here the tubes connect to some kind of cylinder carrying a bubbly green fluid. Candle in the corner casts eerie green light onto you. Bubbling echoes ominously. Something bubbles through tubes set into this machinery, echoing eerie noises throughout the small chamber. With every noise, you fear something will appear behind you, perhaps the mad creator of this laboratory. This tube contains a dark red and black liquid. Red and black are mixing to create eerie-looking designs. Very spooky. So there's a red liquid, weird, unearthly, and unnatural glow. Illuminating. Oh god, a human heart. Christ, it's beating. This tube contains a bluish liquid. Small dark particles drift slowly through the liquid on their eternal journey to nowhere. You must have had a lot of fun writing this. You escape that room of horrors and stumble blindly to a large balcony as you thank God you left that place. Then you hear it. You refuse to hear it. Want to rip off the evil ears that relay it to you. Pray for deafness. Moaning. And then your eyes betray you as well, for you see it. Something, almost something, that had been human, standing on the balcony and gazing at you through eyeless holes, corroding flesh hanging off it, giving off a horrible, horrible odor, the betrayal of your nose. You back away, but it is there, watching you always, with whatever lies beyond those dark holes, those dark abysmal holes into which you can feel your soul falling into and never returning. And then, at last, the creature slowly crumbles, collapsing inward as if hollow, becoming a pile of dust. Oh god. I mean, I'm on board for this. As far as ZZT writing goes, this is definitely above average. It's trying its best, and it shows. The wind grasps at you violently, and you struggle to maintain your footing, crossing your arms to protect your frail body from the cold. A furious gust of wind whips your head up, bringing into your sight a dark, ominous tower. Your heart races as the wind whirls dangerously around you. You pray to God that the moaning you hear is merely the wind. You force yourself to believe it's not coming from inside the tower. Christ, what sort of horrors could be in that icy monolith? You try to stop thinking. You don't want to consider it. There's this cool little torchlight flickering effects. Twin statues guard this door. Horrid parodies of humanity. You retch when you see them, twisted and deformed, and you feel like you shall vomit. What madman can take pleasure in seeing these abominations? Can we get a vomit count, please? Should I go inside, or I'm gonna see if I can go inside. Ooh. Jesus Christ, the statues of something vaguely human. Its limbs are long and bent in impossible angles, and it seems to be reclining with a book, reading it with empty gray eyes. It makes you retch to look at it. Now, he spelled retch right here, but not the last time. Uh-oh, it's the Necronomicon. I do not know what this one is. No, I guess we're just making ones up now. But this is definitely doing its best to be atmospheric. It was even a spooky, scary book without a name. An old and worn tapestry hangs from the wall, looking as if it could crumble in the breeze. The image on the tapestry horrifies you. Some kind of cruel lord is seated on a throne of bone, looking on as abominable demons torture and slaughter a large group of people, ripping flesh from their bones and eating them alive. You try to close or avert your eyes, but they are drawn to the weaving as if sucked into a vortex. Your heart pounds, and your gut wrenches as you gaze at the tapestry and see some of the more horrible acts. You manage, finally, to rip your eyes away from the madness, and you hope that the illustration was mere madness and not based on reality. So one of our books is a Lovecraft story. That's not too surprising. Bright tapestry covers the stark walls. Abominable beasts building a fortress out of human flesh, etc., etc. Oh, I do like this sort of way of doing stairs here. Having them curved like that, that looks nice. Any more cool books? Okay. A book about plants. And books we can't understand. Alright, this looks like it's going to be a puzzle. Book of the Dead. Nature of the Aether. Otherworldly Chemistry. On Things Unseen. Looking through the telescope, you see Betelgeuse in the night sky, glowing eerily. Hang on. Oh. That just stood out to me there. Alright, well, at the end of the balcony, a spiral staircase winds down to a lower level, like a great dark serpent leering at you from the shadows. So you enter the room and hear someone calling for help. You try not to think of what could befall a person in this hellish place as the cries shatter the dead silence that had surrounded and choked you before. The screaming continues, slightly fainter and worser. Jesus Christ, a skeleton hangs from dusty manacles. This skeleton is the wrong size. No! Oh God, this was a child. I like the description of a child's skeleton being the wrong size. Lots of oh gods and oh Christs. Yes, somebody to... Oh, there we go. You get dizzy and hold down vomit. Rubble lies on the floor, entangled in some sort of vine. The vine is large and disgustingly lumpy, and Jesus, it's undulating. The screaming seems to emanate from beyond the rubble, but the vine keeps you from passing. Alright. We've finally reached puzzle. I suppose I should go learn about plants? This is reminding me a lot of those 24 hours of ZZT games we played that were like both Dracula related. Okay, here we go. Browsing the book, you come across an article on abnormal vines. It seems that to dissolve vines such as these, you need a substance known as moonglow. Hopefully we'll be able to find that substance here in the castle. Okay. Okay, we just get to do a lot of research. The otherworld chemistry. A liquid blue in color with lingering particles. Okay, so I guess back to the lab again. Okay, this is quite the fetch quest. So I need something to carry the moonglow. We missed these spooky tubes, which look like tentacles. This is the game. Gotta find the thing. By all means, offer me suggestions. Actually, the game's text file did include some hints, which I may end up running to very shortly. We've got nothing but books here. In a chemistry set that I can't take apart. Mood. See, I was thinking the child's skull. Apparently not. I'm gonna take a quick peek at this documentation. Let's see. Oh, alright. Well, it's a good thing that a walkthrough was included. Back to the library. This is a fancy castle. Thing. Oh, was this always like this? Because this is what the walkthrough said. Something seems strange about the corner of this horrid tapestry, so you pull it up to look behind. God, it seems you have found a hidden tunnel leading down into some dark abyss. You stare down into it in fear and curse yourself for finding it. Alright, now we get to go somewhere even scarier. Oh, that might be a person. And this might be a gun on the floor. Nope, scrap metal. More metal. There we go, now we got a beaker. Jesus Christ, within the hellish nightmare of this place, you have found beauty beyond your greatest imagination. In a cage, a horrid, twisted parody of metallurgy, a young woman sits. She has the young, innocent beauty of a goddess. Long, flowing brown hair, smooth, milky white skin, deep, deep blue eyes. But your heart is wrenched, pulled from its place as you look the poor girl over, for what was once cloth has thinned to the very near nothing, and she shivers in the cage and hugs herself for warmth, wiggling her toes to keep her tender bare feet, oh my god, dude, from becoming numb on the cold floor, rubbing her arms to create heat. Chains adorn her, loose change, running from handcuff to ankle cuff to neck cuff and back, making her look so very, very helpless and alone, cold metal making her only colder. And then there are the horrid, horrid scars. God, why this innocent one? Her near bare body is covered in scars, as if from the lashing of a whip, or worse. Some are in truly painful looking places, and you avert your eyes in pain, as if you had yourself been struck. The girl gazes at you in fear. This is a really long scroll. Like, yeah. Also, the tile that I had to interact with looked different from the rest of the tapestry. Okay, blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. I'm crying now. Oh, okay, I guess I just can't help her. I guess not. But we did get a beaker. And some wine. Okay. Moonglow acquired. Girl abandons. Time to destroy a vine. Or what you hope is Moonglow onto the vines. They gurgle sickeningly and begin to bubble. Nice little animation there. Okay, we get another girl. You emerge into a large cell, cold, dark, and damp. And there she is, a young woman beaten and bedraggled, chained to the wall. Her body lies limply from the manacles, covered in scraps of torn and tattered clothing. Her bare skin is covered in dirt and dried blood. God. You pray with a racing heart that she only pass out. Pray that she isn't dead. Another casualty of this place's twisted lord. And you can't help but notice a window in the far wall, the only one you've seen so far. The sky is a faint blue. It's almost dawn. I'm gonna guess that the twist is that I'm Dracula. That's my prediction here. You walk to the beaten body of the girl. Traces of tears stand out in the dust, covering her face. You brush mangled strands of hazel-colored hair off her face. You are at once both in awe of her beauty and in terror of her wounds. Fear is gnawing at your stomach. You hope she is alive. You hope she is sane. You reach out to touch her neck, and she stirs. She shakes her head, moaning. She blinks and opens her eyes wide. So, she says with a hint of fear in her voice, you have come to finish me. I thought you would leave me to die here, but that is too merciful for your taste, no? Try to make sense of what she is saying. Well, she raises an eyebrow. You do not know who you are? You do not remember? A strange smile comes across her young face. It worked. Indeed, it has worked. You struggle to see what she does, but succeed only in making your head hurt more. You don't know who built this castle, do you? She continues. You don't know who's responsible for these atrocities. She pauses for a moment, or longer. Feel your teeth. You slowly raise a hand to your mouth and run a finger along a row of teeth. You jolt your finger back in pain as you touch a tooth as sharp as a knife and see blood drip from your finger. Dark blood from a pale finger. You're Dracula, and you vomit a lot. And you realize that the lord of this castle is you. You see the girl, her scarred face, her tiny toes trying to clutch to warmth, her cold, sickly body, her tears. Jesus Christ, God, no, no. Other visions come and you cannot hold them back. No. The girl comes back. You see her crying. You see yourself crying. You see those horrible instruments of torture and you realize now that it was you who gave her those scars. Not able to carry the burden of the atrocities you've committed, you leap out the window overlooking the sea. The sun has also begun to rise. Your body comes apart, dissolving into ashes, blowing away on the wind, and oblivion welcomes you. By Tony Testa of Interactive Fantasies. Game over. Press escape. What an ending. Was there a text adventure that also did a Surprise Your Dracula? Because that's also the plot of the mid-90s game D. Well, in that one you're not Dracula, your dad is Dracula. You're just Dracula's child. But yeah. So I guess that was Blind. There was a lot of vomit. The writing may have dragged on a little much and been a little vomit and toe heavy, but other than that, I'd say it was a decent effort for 1999 as far as attempting to be scary goes. But I don't think anybody's actually going to find this game terrifying. So, one thing is that unlike most of the games we've been streaming for this game actually already has a couple of reviews. So let's take a peek at those. Oh geez, these are all reviews written like 4 years or 5 years after the game came out. Game aims for horror and does surprisingly well. Also, yeah, the documentation is a README, or the README file is in HTML. Thought a ZZT horror game wouldn't work by a brilliant combination of prosaic text and dark rooms. The author pulls off a scary feel to it. Admittedly, it's not the sort of thing you can manage with a film, but I was impressed. Had to consult a walkthrough. Game was really short. Same old, same old. A 4 out of 5. And then we get a review by Nader. How pretentious is this game? It's like Blue Magus thought, let's see here, I want to make a scary game. What should I put in it? Well, Anne Rice sure is scary, so let's make it be about a vampire. And he's in a castle. And let's put some angsty, tortured girls in. Those are pretty goth. And the vampire's lost his memory. And the castle is built entirely of flesh hewn from the bones of the living, and some other stuff ripped off of H.P. Lovecraft. Then he carried it out. And yes, he thought all that in lowercase because unique people think in lowercase. If you want a ZZT horror game, Asmodeus is way better. Guess this isn't all that bad. Some of the writing is decent, if horribly overwrought, and the graphics are neat. I'm not going to give it more than 3, because I'm mean like that. And it's kind of funny rather than scary. So Nader did put it pretty much the same as I would. I don't know why all the puking. I guess it was an effect of whatever that girl did to make him lose his memory. So that was our spooky game. Choice can be predicted. The game only really has one puzzle. And it involves lots walking around to do the next thing without actually doing anything. Oh well. I guess that's about it. There's not a whole lot to say that Nader did not. So let's just post our review. And we will call it a night. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed Blinds. I won't be streaming next week because I'm going to be out of town, so we'll see you in 2 weeks. Thank you all for watching. Later.